The young Sheldon universe may have officially handed off the baton, but the stories in Texas are far from over. As Georgie and Mandy's first marriage heads into its second season, executive producer Steve Molaro is already fanning the flames of fan curiosity. And this time, it's not just about Georgie's growing pains as a young husband or Mandy's juggling act between motherhood and ambition. Instead, all eyes are turning toward Mary Cooper, the once stoic matriarch, who may finally be ready to open her heart again. Yes, that Mary Cooper. We've explored Mary as a mother, a wife, and a woman of faith, Molaro said in a recent interview. But what happens when all those roles start to shift? That's something we're really excited to dig into in Season 2. The idea of Mary dadding again, well, it opens a door we've never truly walked through. The widow's journey. In young Sheldon, Mary Cooper, portrayed with depth and warmth by Zoe Perry, was often the emotional center of the show, a no-nonsense, God-fearing woman trying to keep her family afloat amidst chaos. She was fiercely loyal to her husband George, even when their relationship weathered some seriously rough patches. His sudden passing marked a seismic change not only in her life, but in the lives of her children, particularly Sheldon. But with Georgie stepping into the spotlight in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, Mary finds herself in a new phase of life. Her youngest is off to Caltech. Her eldest is building a family. She's no longer consumed by laundry piles and PTA meetings. Instead, she's waking up to quiet mornings and long evenings, the kind of stillness that demands introspection. Grief isn't linear, Molaro continued. And for someone like Mary, who's always had a strong sense of identity tied to her family and faith, widowhood has been both devastating and clarifying. There's a kind of courage that comes from surviving loss, and we're going to see that courage manifest in new, unexpected ways. A new chapter in love. Though it's still under wraps who might catch Mary's eye in Season 2, the showrunner teased that viewers might meet a familiar face with unfamiliar intentions. Is it someone from church, a long-lost high school flame, or perhaps a newcomer to Medford who stumbles into her life at a church bake sale or the grocery store produce aisle? It's not just about finding someone, Molaro emphasized. It's about Mary rediscovering parts of herself she may have tucked away. When you've been someone's wife for decades, starting over is terrifying and exhilarating. The storyline is expected to walk a fine line between respect for Mary's past and an honest portrayal of her desire for companionship. The writer's room, according to insiders, has been careful not to turn her arc into a midlife rom-com cliché. Instead, they're approaching her journey with the same authenticity and emotional nuance that made her a fan favorite. She's still Mary, said Perry in a recent podcast appearance. She's not suddenly going to become a party girl or start dadding on apps, but she's also not content to sit in the shadows. And I think that tension between who she's always been and who she's becoming is going to be really rich ground for storytelling. Impact on the Cooper family. Mary's decision to re-enter the dadding pool is bound to send ripples through the Cooper family. Georgie, now a father himself, will have to reconcile the image of his mother as a sacred widow with the reality of her as a woman in need of connection. Missy, who's always had a complicated relationship with her mother, may find herself torn between protectiveness and curiosity. And as for Sheldon, well, let's just say that Sheldon won't be thrilled, Molaro said with a chuckle. Even though young Sheldon has wrapped, we'll definitely hint at how he might react through letters or phone calls. The idea that Mary is dadding again, it's the kind of thing that could send him into a full-blown intellectual tailspin. But the showrunner was quick to clarify that Mary's storyline won't overshadow the core focus of the series, Georgie and Mandy's evolving relationship. If anything, Mary's journey complements theirs. She's figuring out what love looks like the second time around, just as they're figuring out what it means the first time. There's a beautiful symmetry there. Fan response and hopes. Already, fans have taken to social media with speculation and support. The idea of Mary dadding again has ignited hashtags like Dadding Mary and Mary Cooper Deserves Love, with many viewers expressing excitement about seeing an older woman's love life portrayed with depth and dignity. This is the kind of storyline we don't get enough of on TV, one fan tweeted. Widows aren't just there to mourn, they have lives and hopes too. Another fan wrote, if Mary Cooper finds love again, I'll cry real tears. She deserves a partner who sees her fire and her faith. Molero sees this feedback as both heartening and humbling. We didn't go into this trying to make a statement, he said. We just wanted to tell the truth of this woman's life. But if that resonates with people, especially women who have had to reinvent themselves after loss, that's incredibly meaningful. Looking ahead, with production on Season 2 already underway, there's a sense that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is expanding its emotional landscape. While Georgie and Mandy's journey through young adulthood and parenthood remains the beating heart of the show, the inclusion of Mary's personal evolution adds richness and maturity. As the title suggests, this isn't just about firsts for the young couple, it's about firsts for everyone. First love, first fights, first goodbyes, and yes, even first steps back into the dating world, Molero concluded. Every character is moving forward one way or another. That's what makes it real. Whether Mary finds lasting love or simply rediscovers herself in the process, one thing is certain. Her story isn't over, not by a long shot. And fans, they'll be right there, cheering her on one awkward coffee date at a time.